It's okay to bob your head, by the way. When you have that, that sound, that beat going, you just can't help but just bob your head to it. Come on, guys. It's all right. Bob your head to home if you want, wherever you may be. Guys, hope you're having a wonderful Easter, by the way. Thanks for joining me here. Facebook Live. Also on YouTube. Derek Dunn 89. All right, so let's go and talk about this here. So I posted about an hour ago, I think it was about 8 o'clock, about a line of strong and severe storms in the St. Louis area. And now this line continues to move to the east, and it has prompted severe thunderstorm warnings. It also prompted some tornado warnings as well. Sunday, April 20th. Hi, Keith. Yeah. Did I say the wrong date? I don't know. I woke up at 4 a.m. this morning. I had to help cook breakfast at my church and help out with the church service. I took a nap since then, but I'll get the days eventually right. So we have a line of storms, kind of a broken up line, but it is strong. It is showing severe characteristics. And so let's go ahead and talk about it here. Let me go ahead and pull up the radar. I will tell you, and as we're going to go around the horn a little bit, this is the line right here, and let me zoom in a little bit. So there is no weather watch for Wayne County at this time, but we do have storms knocking on our door to the west. So let's go ahead and go over the warnings here. First of all, severe thunderstorm warning. It just came in for the National Weather Service for northern Jefferson County. This is until 9:45. Time right now is 9:23. At 9:18, a severe storm was located over Ashley, or 10 miles east of Nashville, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. This is a radar-indicated threat. Does have a tornado possible tag with it, and I'll explain why in a moment. Also, they hail about 3/4 of an inch, and anything inch or larger would be considered hail-wise to be severe weather criteria. Wind about 60 mile per hour. Locations impacted include Mount Vernon, Dixon, Woodlawn. So it includes I-57, I-64. For I-57, mile markers 95 and 105, and I-64 between 63 and 75. By the way, the Facebook feed is public, by the way. If you guys want to share it, you can. I know there's people that may not be friends with me on Facebook, but are more than welcome to watch. Also remain alert for a possible tornado. This is the nighttime here, folks. You and I, we have talked about this before. When you have, whether it's supercells, a line of storms, they can spawn a tornado in the middle of the nighttime, and they can develop quickly. We saw what happened in Princeton, Indiana, just days ago. How that one spun up real quickly. So if you spot a tornado going once into the basement or small central room in a sturdy structure, and for your protection, move to your interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Again, this has a tornado possible tag with it. So here's the reason why this one does, and then I'm going to shift gears and go to the Salem storm. So we're going to look at this from the St. Louis radar site. And I will tell you that if we do have a rotating part of the storm, I'll show you where it's at. It's actually in this area right here. And if you watch this, this rotation has actually kind of been pretty consistent. It's gone pretty much northeast. So it went right through Nashville. So this is Nashville, Illinois. This is Bow Cup. Here's Ashley, Woodlawn, Mount Vernon. I think the rotating part of the storm is going to go north again. And you got Walnut Hill right there on the back door. Kell as well, Dix. You have this stretch of I-57 along with Highway 37, another heavily traveled route. And so this right here, I'm going to draw an R here. That way you know what I'm talking about. This is the rotating part of the cell, and it keeps moving to the northeast. And so as we back out a little bit, I'm looking at communities like Iuka, Xenia ahead for future reference here. And let me go ahead and show you guys what this looks like. And I'm on the Evansville radar site, aren't I? Okay, so I'm going to play this back a few frames. It's got to show you what this rotating part of the storm has looked like. And you can see what I'm talking about. I know Nashville's kind of like the cutoff here a little bit, but you could actually see how it's maintained consistent rotation over the Nashville area. Now, again, it's not tornado warning. It was. Okay, so there was a tornado warning that was in effect for Washington County because of this rotating part of the cell. But again, no, so far severe thunderstorm warning in effect, but it does have that tornado possible tag with it. Let's go over here to Salem. Let's talk about this severe thunderstorm warning to the north of the one for northern Jefferson County. National Weather Service in St. Louis has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for east central Clinton County, Marion County, eastern Washington County until 10:15. Again, latest update was at 9:12. A severe storm was located near Ashley, 7 miles east of Nashville, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and small hail with this one. So about an inch, maybe less than that. An inch in terms of hail would be about quarter-sized. Radar indicated locations impacted include Centralia, Salem, Nashville, Sandoval, Walmack, Central City, Odin, Irvington, Ashley, Omega, Helm, Stephen Forbes Lake, call it Stephen Forbes Station as well, Poston, Tonti, Bocup, Hoyleton, Hoffman, Iuka, Junction City, and Alma. This includes the following highways: I-64 near exit 61 and I-57 in Illinois between exits 109 and 116. Again, it has that tornado possible tag with it. And so, again, tornadoes can develop quickly from severe storms. This is the nighttime, folks. And so, again, if you know someone who's in the path of this storm in those communities I mentioned, tell them that, hey, there's a severe thunderstorm warning, but there is rotation with this cell. And so, and I'll go back to that rotating part of the storm here in just a moment. But again, seek shelter immediately in an interior room on the lowest floor of a well-built structure. Close out of that. And so here is that rotating part of the cell. Still pretty consistent right now. Right here in this area, right there is Centralia, Walnut Hill area. That is where that rotating part of the cell is at. Again, the rotation has gotten a little bit weaker, which is good news. I've noticed that when I was tracking the storm earlier, when it was in the Nashville area, the western side of Washington County, but still seeing it on the Evansville radar site. That's the radar site that we're at right now. And so this rotation, and let me go ahead and go back here a little bit here as we're about 21 frames. Let's take it back to about 30 frames. And I just want to show you, this is the same rotation. And I want to go and point this out. Okay, so let me move this down here a little bit more. Okay, so I said the rotation was about this area. St. Genevieve, Missouri is right here. This same storm that has, again, a little bit of rotation with it, northern Jefferson County, southwestern Marion County, this is the same cell that actually produced a tornado confirmed by law enforcement, weather spotters, that was on the ground in the St. Genevieve, Missouri area. So it's traveled pretty much pretty good distance here. It's prompted tornado warnings in its path. And folks, you've heard me say it here before, and that is, we've seen storms that have shown tornadic activity. We've seen them spin up produce a tornado, go on for miles, tornado lifts, and then what happens then? It cycles around. It cycles back again. So we can't rule out the possibility that this cell that's moving to the northeast, that's right now, again, northwestern Jefferson, southwestern Marion County, can't rule out the possibility that, it has shown tornadic characteristics before. It can certainly do that again. So this is the velocity data, velocity radar. And I just want to point that out to you guys. There was also a confirmed tornado in Belleville earlier. You may have saw my post about that. That storm has weakened since then. But so far here in our area and region, just 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. We do have a tornado warning down in the Grand Tower, Sand Ridge area. If you know someone in Carbondale, may want to alert them about this. Murfreesboro as well, as this storm down here, again, is over in Missouri, but we'll be crossing the river here into Illinois. And so, again, if you know someone over at Carbondale, may want to give them a heads up about this. We also have a cell. I know it's interesting down here. This one's producing quite a bit of hail. Again, about 3/4 of hail, but you can actually see it has a little of a light blue color in the Marble Hill area. That's interesting there. Okay, so what are we looking at here? We're looking at 2 severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado possible tags with both of them. Because of this rotation, I see some rotation activity, a little bit of a couplet in the Walnut Hill area right now. I know this is reflectivity, and folks, the lesson in radars, I was talking to a friend about this the other day. You can look at reflectivity data all you want. You could actually see, okay, I see a line of storms, and this line extends all the way down to Arkansas and even northern Illinois, where they were just issued just a tornado watch about 30 minutes to an hour ago. You look at the reflectivity, but what really is the story is the Doppler radar side, where you could actually see, what's going on. You can actually see the wind. And so when I look at this, again, I'm still seeing a little bit of rotation in the Walnut Hill area. It's not nearly as strong as it was when it was in Western Washington County, when it was moving over Nashville. And I do have screenshots of that. But it has weakened a little bit, but I still see it though a little bit. And so that actually, again, as I mentioned, this cell has produced a tornado. It produced one at St. Genevieve, Missouri. And now it's moving to the northeast. See if there's an update. By the way, that northern Jefferson County severe thunderstorm warning is in effect until in fact, for about 13 more minutes. So this is a fast-moving cell. See, that one's for 42 minutes for the Marion County storm. Let's go ahead and put a storm track on this. Let me see here. That was going about, 50 miles per hour to the northeast? Okay. And so let's go ahead. I want to really focus on the velocity data here. So I'm going to put a storm track on this rotating part of the cell. Again, just kind of like where that rotation is. And it seems like it may have moved up a little bit to the north. But I'm going to put this over the Walnut Hill area now anyway. And we'll go about 50. So we'll say it's going about this track. Okay, so Kel about 9 minutes, Iuka about 19. Gonna be mainly traveling over a rural area. Helm about 22 minutes. Zenith, that would be kind of like northern side of Wayne County, right where Samdale Lake is at. About 27 minutes. Xenia 29 minutes. Reinhard 38. Flora 39. Louisville 41. Clay City 47 minutes away from this South Sailor Springs. I know you guys just had some damage up there in that area. From the severe storms that occurred overnight, Friday into Saturday. But again, you have another storm that's knocking on your door. It's coming in from the southwest, moving northeast. Wynoosh 53, Ingram 53, Noble 55 minutes. Let's see here. Parkersburg 64, Alney just a little over an hour away, 64 minutes as well. So, but again, gonna be mainly traveling over some rural areas. But again, definitely something that really just kind of catches your eye when you have winds blowing toward the radar and winds blowing away from the radar. By the way, live chat's open if you want to say hi in the live chat. Let's pull up something here real quick. Just give me a moment. I want to see if there's any we'll go to another site and see if there's any more MPing reports from this. That way we can kind of see if there's anything out there, maybe like any damage wise or whatever. Just give me a moment here. I want to see here if there's anything about it. This was at 9:26, and this was over in the Chester area, St. Genevieve. I talked about St. Genevieve earlier. Shingles were blown off. And so that was a count of this cell right here, the same one that's, again, with that little bit of that couplet right there, moving northeast. Again, in St. Genevieve, let me go ahead and just kind of move it here a little bit. Whoops, let me do away with that for now. So, like, just to kind of paint you a little bit of a better picture, St. Genevieve right here. And here's where, again, that couplet's at right now. You can actually see how, again, it's been, tracking northeast, and so it's been pretty consistent. But it did produce a confirmed tornado in St. Genevieve over that area. So again, that was an imping report of shingles being blown off. So I thought I'd look into that real quick for you. Stacy said hello. Hi, Stacy. Miss Mugridge, watching from Big Sisney, Illinois. Tornado warning for Carbondale. Radar indicated threat. I know we have some college students here locally that go down to Carbondale. I know we have some former Fairfield residents that go down there as well. Let's take a look at that. National Weather Service in Paducah has issued a tornado warning for southern Jackson County until 10:15. This is for the Carbondale area. At 9:35, a severe storm capable of producing a tornado was located near Grand Tower, or 11 miles southwest of Murfreesboro. This one's moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. Again, radar indicated rotation. And so again, this is for southern Jackson County and Carbondale. Again, flying debris would be dangerous. Those caught without shelter. Mobile homes would be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. This dangerous storm will be near Murfreesboro and Carbondale around 9:40. Timer now is 9:37. Got about 3 minutes away for now for that. Also, DeSoto around 9:50 and Hurst around 9:55. Gorham as well. Path of this cell. So this is a radar indicated, I repeat, radar indicated tornado warning for southern Jackson County. Again, this is for Murfreesboro, Carbondale, that area. So if you know someone in that area, maybe hearing the sirens going off down there, may have received an alert on their phone, but still, maybe send them that text, give them a call about that, saying, hey, as a precautionary preparedness action, take cover now. Get moved to a basement or interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors in a mobile home or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter. Protect yourself from flying debris. So again, it's a radar indicated tornado warning for southern Jackson County. Does include the city of Carbondale, and I apologize for the velocity data here. It's a little bit harder to see the community, so we'll do a little drawing here for you. Here's Carbondale. Here's DeSoto. There's Murfreesboro. Sandridge. There's Gorham right there. So that new polygon, this is the new polygon that was issued, by the way, so got to draw pretty close enough to it. So that's the new polygon. You also have Highway 13. Just to north of Murfreesboro. You also have Highway 3 as well. Highway 13 cutting right through Carbondale. Highway 51 as well. Well-traveled highway right there. So just want to mention some of the communities, some of the highways that are within that new tornado warning polygon for southern Jackson County and Carbondale. Hi, Tyler. Good to see Coach Tyler Yakowicz here. Hi, Tyler. Watching from Bobcat Crossing. Yes, know where that is. Go Bobcats, by the way. Baseball season continues at Frontier, along with softball season as well. By the way, I encourage you guys to watch our baseball and softball teams at the college. I always enjoy going to FNB Field and Southwest Park. And do have an update on the severe thunderstorm warning for the Salem area. Let's take a look at this. Rain's in effect until 10:15. Still got some minutes to go with this one. At 9:37, that was 3 minutes ago, a severe storm was located 6 miles south of Salem, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. Still moving about 50, a pretty good clip there. 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and small hail. Does have the tornado possible tag with it. And again, we talk about how it does have a little bit of a couplet with it. So we still want to keep an eye on that, keep monitoring that. But it is radar indicated. Locations impacted include Salem, Omega, Stephen Forbes Station, Helm, Tonti, Iuka, Alma, Kell, Rubiker, Carter, and Selmaville. This includes I-57 between exits 109 and 116. Again, as a precautionary preparedness action, seek shelter inside a well-built structure and stay away from windows. This storm is capable of producing damaging winds, 60 mile per hour. And I know that the eastern side of Marion County, I know that they just had some damage in the area. I know a coworker of mine in the Sailor Springs area caused some damage to her property. And again, as a reminder, tornadoes can develop quickly from severe storms. Again, if you just joined me here, you may have heard about Princeton, Indiana, just days ago. Brief spin up of a tornado. And look, you don't have to have a strong tornado to cause damage. I mean, strong tornadoes do cause damage, but the weak ones, they can cause damage as well. Even though it may not travel like 30, 40 miles, but a brief tornado can enhance the damage. So seek shelter immediately in an interior room on the lowest floor of a well-built structure. And again, it has that tornado possible tag with it. And so let me go ahead here and show you this polygon. So here's the polygon right here. Just kind of drawing the outline of it here for you. There it is. There's Omega. There's Iuka. I'll circle Iuka. Here's Salem right here being impacted right now by the storm. Here's Kell down here. But again, we're keeping an eye. Also, real quick, here's Highway 50. Here's Highway 57. 37 runs right there as well. We also have the 161 extension. Can't forget about the 161 extension on the southern half of Marion County. But let me go ahead and pull up here for you the velocity data, which I've been keeping an eye on. Keeping an eye on this area right here. I just feel like this area definitely deserves some attention a little bit because, again, it has been consistent in terms of having this little bit of rotation with that little bit of a couplet right there. So we just can't overlook anything, especially with a storm that has had a tornadic history with it that did produce that tornado over in St. Genevieve, Missouri, and continues to move to northeast about 50 miles per hour. May have just saw it on here. There was a severe thunderstorm warning for northern Jefferson County. It was something like this a little bit, maybe more like, well, we'll say like this right here. I can't draw, folks. It was there, and I can't draw. The outline disappeared. The polygon disappeared. So, but the severe thunderstorm warning for northern Jefferson County that has been allowed to expire. So good news right there. But again, I feel like this part of the cell moving over the Salem area right now. Just feel like, again, it just seems like to me that's definitely the area that definitely have to monitor here. Again, it's nighttime. Tornadoes are difficult to see at night. And then you also have Carbondale down here as well. This is a little bit outside the Evansville radar site. I want to go to Paducah and see what they have on that cell in the Carbondale area. So pretty much about anywhere along here. It's probably where they're, again, had that possibility of a brief spin up of a tornado, perhaps, right there in that area. Again, radar indicated threat at this time. Tornado warning for Carbondale. It includes the city, Murfreesboro, DeSoto, down there. But again, that's a cell that's moving into the Illinois side. But this was a line. We'll go back and check out the history of this line, by the way. I want to go to the St. Louis radar side. That way I can show you guys just exactly what this line was doing. And we're going to go back here some frames. So let's go back and show you what it was like hours ago when it was moving across Missouri. I want you guys to see and watch this here, just how, again, this is what the line looked like when it was over in the central part of Missouri, when it was moving through St. Louis. It's kind of was broken up in the St. Louis area. But again, you are still seeing this line coming in. I know that for those of you maybe perhaps in Clay County, maybe Wayne County as well, maybe starting to see some rain, maybe perhaps some thunder. Again, with this line here as it's coming in, has shown some weakening signs. So I'm not seeing nearly as many warnings. If there is a silver lining to this, I'm not seeing nearly as many warnings with this line as I was earlier when it was over in Missouri. So that's a good thing. But at the same time, it still has strong and severe characteristics with it. And whoops, my mistake on that. We just saw the whole world, ladies and gentlemen. We just went around the world in 80 days. We just went around the world in actually, we'll say 0.5 seconds. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. Around the world in 80 days. Hey, oh man. There's a good flashback reference there for you. Someone probably is watching this thinking, Man, that was I didn't quite understand that. Yeah, that's all right. Talking 1980s movies, by the way. If you have a 1980s movie, I know it's a little fun here, and I know this is a severe weather coverage, but if you have any favorite 1980s films, drop it in the live chat. I'd be kind of curious. Talking with a friend about 1980s movies, by the way. Random topic, I know, but there were some great movies in the 80s. Radar indicator rotate. There it is. So again, we'll see what Lincoln does with Clay County to see if they are going to issue a weather warning for Clay County. We'll see if they do. But again, the line is weakening. Okay. And we just saw it right there. Just saw it right there live. As the severe thunderstorm warning that was from Marion County has been allowed to expire, as that one was issued at least for several more minutes, but they've actually canceled it. That's good. It's good news there. Still have that tornadic storm down there in the Carbondale area. That appears to be the strongest one so far. And we'll see here if there's going to be a warning issue for Clay County, but so far, no indication of that yet. Let's take a look here at the velocity data. If I could talk, still a little bit right there. Still a little bit right here, just east of Salem and Iuka, but again, not nearly as pronounced as it was earlier. It was moving through St. Genevieve and moving through Washington County early on. But certainly, though, still a little bit with it, still trying to hang on here. But so far, though, still weakening a little bit as it continues to push toward the northeast. We'll wait a few more minutes here and then see here. Tom is saying about NATO watch. Let's see. I know they issue one for Northern Illinois. I do know that, Thomas. Let me see. Unless maybe there was one issue that I did not catch. Yeah, there was one issue for Northern Illinois. Just several counties up there, not really a huge watch. That'd be like right between Champaign and Chicago, kind of like more, yeah. Trying to think of some of the communities up there. Kind of like more. I'm just kind of moving around here a little bit. Maybe like Kankakee area, Pontiac, up there that way. See about the cell down here in Cape Girardeau area. That one's severe thunderstorm warning. That one's got a little bit of a purple pink core with that one. So far, no severe thunderstorm warnings for Wayne and Clay County, by the way. In case you just happen to join me here, they did cancel that severe thunderstorm warning that was in effect for Marion County. Northern Jefferson County was underneath a severe thunderstorm warning. Okay. Hearing some people saying a tornado watch has been issued. Let me see here if that's the case. I just want to check and make sure here, guys. Nope. So let me see. Okay, I see it. Thank you. It must have. Yeah, it just came in. Okay. This is in effect until 4 a.m. Okay. So give me a moment here while I do something here. Okay. Major League. Thanks, Trev. Yeah, Major League. That's a great 1980s film, by the way. If you have any 1980s films that are your favorites, drop it in the live comments, guys. I'm just kind of curious as to, like what your favorite 1980s film is. Just kind of starting something a little bit that's kind of different, but fun as well. Breakfast Club, Uncle Buck, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Let me see here. Trying to get this little pop-up to just go away. Maybe. One of these days I will. There we go. Pop-ups, don't you love them? Lost Boys, The Goonies, yeah. Yeah, I've never seen Lost Boys. A friend was telling me about that one. Okay, there it is. By the way, the got the tornado watch issued until 4 a.m. Yeah, I've not seen Lost Boys. I for some reason I've never have seen it. Thanks, Casey. Good to hear from you. By the way, The Goonies. Yeah, it's just a lot of great 1980s films. You just like watch over and over again, and just not get bored. Let's see here. There's a way I could pull this up. One film I was watching the other night was actually see. Oh, it was Secondhand Lions. That's a movie I know it's not 80s, but it's like films like that you just watch over and over again and just you're not bored with it. Like you've watched a movie before, but it's just like once you start watching it, you're hooked and you just can't stop. Another person was talking about um oh Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles. Again, tornado watch issued, by the way. Eventually, I'll pull up the details on here for you. Sorry about that. I am a little surprised that they would a little bit because with the storms, we're not seeing nearly as many warnings out. But again, just can't overlook anything. But if you look here, and I want to just go ahead and go around the horn a little bit. But if you look here at St. Louis, there's just nothing behind this line at all. So there's nothing behind this at all. Severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, issued for Benton and West Frankfort. Again, shout out 1980s films. If you have any 1980s films to recommend, post in the live chat. It's been entertaining so far on that front. I know it's a random topic, but I was talking to a friend about 1980s films and just that way also I can note like what 1980s films I've not seen yet, but kept on my list for sure. Let me pop up the warning information for northern Williamson County, northeastern Jackson County, Franklin County, down to our south. So there's the details on that. And while I have a moment here, let me do something real quick here, guys. Let me take myself off camera for a brief moment. We'll be back on here in a couple of minutes. All right, guys, I'm back. So here's the tornado watch. By the way, this is official from the National Weather Service in Paducah. So tornado watch and effective till 4 a.m. Monday. These are the counties shaded in yellow that are in that tornado watch. Wayne, Edwards, Wabash, Hamilton, White, Saline, Gallatin, Clay, Richwood, Lawrence counties. Also the Evansville area, western parts of Kentucky, extends all the way down to western Tennessee, Effingham County as well, along with Jasper and Crawford counties to our north. So yeah, tornado watch in effect until 4 a.m. Monday. I was wondering if we were going to be, not in a watch at all. But again, but National Weather Service still saying there is that tornado threat out there, though it looks like the threat has shifted down to our south, the Carbondale area. But again, still have some storms out there that have shown severe characteristics. Severe thunderstorm warning till 10:30 at 9:54. Severe storm was located over DeSoto or near Murfreesboro, moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. We've seen it go to about 50, but this time it's 60, so it's went up a little bit. 60 mile per hour wind gust does have that tornado possible tag with it. It did cause tornado warnings. Radar indicated tornado warnings in the Carbondale, Murfreesboro area. Locations impacted include West Frankfort, Buckner, Hannaford, Freeman Spur, Ziegler, Thompsonville, Elkville, Bush, Cambria, Christopher Herron, Orient, West City, North City, Bentonhurst, Johnston City, Culp, Royalton, and Macedonia. This includes I-57 in Illinois between mile markers 58 and 75. Also remain alert for a possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe storms. If you spot a tornado, go at once into the basement or small central room in a sturdy structure. And for your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. So that is that severe thunderstorm warning. Again, with a tornado possible tag with it. Again, this is Paducah for northern Williamson, northeastern Jackson, and Franklin counties. That is the airport down there. Well, we have a moment. It is 74, by the way. In terms of the airport in Fairfield. There I am again here, guys. So wanted to pop back on here, let you know I'm still here. Some point I will have to get up and go do something. So, but by the way, 74 degrees. Dew point at 55. It's a breezy day today, but it was actually a nice day, nice Easter. 14 mile per hour wind. But that is the update as of 9:35 at the Fairfield Airport. Yeah, I woke up at 4 a.m. and helped out with breakfast in my church. Helped out with the service as well. Took a nap. Came right back. And actually, I went to a birthday party. Have a cousin who is celebrating a birthday a few days away from now. So I had a party for him. I don't know if you guys ever have Alexa or not like I do. I'm hearing my Alexa go off in my living room. So I'm going to take care of that for a brief moment here. No severe thunderstorm warning for Wayne and Clay counties, by the way. And I'm mentioning that because we did have this part of the cell that prompted the severe thunderstorm warning, along with some tornado warnings as well earlier. But so far, no warnings. Just a strong storm for now. But Oskaloosa, Xenia, Iola, definitely on your back door. Along with Flora and Louisville. Getting some rain up there at the moment. But it is a strong storm. Has shown signs of rotation in the past. But the strongest cell in our region is the one that's in the Carbondale area. This part right here. This is the cell that's prompting the warnings here. And continues to move to the northeast, and that's been a common theme with these storms in terms of movement. Just keeps moving to northeast about 50 to 60 miles per hour. By the way, that tornado watch Tornado watch in effect, by the way, until 4 a.m. Also going to post it in the thread I did earlier, by the way, about 8 o'clock. Let's see here. I was telling my friend that Lost Boys have been mentioned. 1980s films, guys. You have any 80s films like your favorites? Post it in the live chat. It's been very fun so far. Let's take a look at the velocity data. We're on reflectivity data. Let's take a look at velocity. That storm that's right now in the Ziegler Royalton, West Frankfurt area, it's just right there in the middle of the Evansville radar site. So that's pretty tough. The rotation that was there, we were tracking it in Marion County earlier this weekend, which is good. And let me reduce the number of frames here because it's going to take a while. But let me just go ahead and lessen the frames. But yeah, it's weakening as it's heading towards Oskaloosa right now, but it did prompt some tornado warnings again. Radar indicated, but it did produce that tornado earlier in St. Genevieve, Missouri. Also had a confirmed tornado in Belleville, in the Millstadt area. That was confirmed by law enforcement. That was earlier with this line. Would like to mention with the severe thunderstorm warning in effect for West Frankfort, Thompsonville, Johnston City, Heron, Ziegler, Royalton, Christopher, Benton. Here's McLeansboro right here. Broden is over here. Springerton, Enfield. We got Carmi over here, North City. You guys are so far so good, but you also do have a severe storm to your southwest. It's moving northeast. You're not underneath a weather warning of any kind yet. But if the storm maintains its strength and intensity, you guys will be underneath a warning. So want to go ahead and get that out there. So guys, let me go ahead and do something real quick. Just give me a few minutes. I know I was doing some laundry before this weather actually hit, and I apologize for that. But Sunday's my laundry day, and so let me take care of that real quick. I'll be back on here. I'll leave the radar up, by the way, and I'll have this going in terms of frame wise, and I'm going to circle Fairfield as well here for you. That way you could actually see where Fairfield's at. So I'm going to circle Fairfield, home base, right here. So guys, give me a few minutes and I'll be right back. I'll keep the radar going. Fairfield is circled, by the way. And so let me, that's where it's at. If you see that circle right there, circled in white. So guys, give me a moment. I'll be right back. So again, be back with you guys in a few minutes. If any warnings do, by the way, happen to come up during this animation, they will pop up as well. So even though you're watching the radar, you're watching the animated reflectivity data with Fairfield being circled right there. Any new warnings will pop up. And if there's any new warnings when I get back, we'll go over that information for you. So just give me a few minutes here, guys. I'll be right back. All right, hey guys. So back on here with you. Still putting the laundry up here for now. If you just joined here on the live stream, Fairfield is circled, by the way. We're looking at this line coming in for the Evansville radar site. The line in the Benton area, that's what we're looking at. That's what we're focused on right now. Severe thunderstorm warning issued for that line. Uh, no warning, no weather warning yet for Hamilton County or even for Eastern Jefferson, Western Wayne County, but even for White County as well. But if I were in those areas, given how this line, this storm in Benton is moving to the northeast, if it maintains its strength and intensity, could see a warning just minutes away for those areas I just mentioned. But again, no, just cleaning up some things here, guys. I apologize for being in and out a little bit. I'll be right back with you guys in a few minutes. But again, severe thunderstorm warning continues in the Benton area. But areas like McLeansboro, Belle Prairie City, Dahlgren, Bell Rive, Fairfield, even Barnhill, Millshoal, Springerton, Enfield. Definitely would keep an eye on this storm down to the southwest. But again, coming in, moving to the northeast about 50 miles per hour. I'll be right back with you guys in a few minutes. I'll keep the radar going. And Fairfield is still circled up there on the screen. Hey guys, I'm back. All right, so I think that line, that storm is bowing out a little bit. Let's take a look here at the latest data. Just give me a moment here as I take a look here. We'll pull it up. Let me go ahead and do away with Fairfield being circled here. If you're in Wayne City right now, starting to get the leading edge of the line. Mount Vernon got some moderate rain falling through. Let's take a zoom in a little bit here. No warning yet for Hamilton County, but 60-mile-per-hour wind gust was the threat. Moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. So 3 more minutes to go of a severe thunderstorm warning. Radar indicated threat. No tornado possible tag with this one. That is encouraging news. We do have another cell to the south, special weather statement for this one. In a Jonesboro area, wind gust up to 50 miles per hour. That storm moving northeast at 45. So strong storm down there. So where you see that blue, that's what it means. That one was also the one that kind of had that blue core, blue purplish core in that Maple Hill area earlier. But I talked about how this line's bowing a little bit, how the storm is trying to bow out. And so let me do something here real quick. And you can kind of see right here, talk about bowing out a little bit. I was talking to someone recently about it. See, when it's bowing out like that, it's indicative of strong wind. And so that is what we're seeing here with this storm, is that it's bowing out a little bit. So this is the same cell that produced that radar indicated tornado warning threat in the Murfreesboro Carbondale area. Let's take a look at the velocity data. And you can actually see right where I drew at, you can actually see just that strong pocket of wind moving to the northeast. So no severe thunderstorm warning for Dahlgren or Belle Prairie Center or McLeansboro yet for Hamilton County, as it's right now right there at the county line. So we'll see what Paducah does with this particular storm, but it is bowing out a little bit as we zoom in. You can actually see, again, this is where the strong wind is at, especially this core of wind right over Frisco. So you have McLeansboro right here. Here's Highway 14 going from McLeansboro down to Benton. You have Route 142 going through Delafield, Dahlgren, Bell Rive. And then, of course, you have 242 as well. The snakes up there. So this right here, a strong pocket of wind moving this way. And so if I'm looking at Springerton, infield possibly, Mill Shoals, again, you guys would be aligned for this pocket of wind within that cell that's moving to the northeast about 60 miles per hour. Now, you actually just saw there on the screen that the severe thunderstorm warning has expired. So we'll see here. We'll hang on for a little bit and see if a severe thunderstorm warning will be issued. Let's go back to reflectivity here for a moment. But so far anyway, just looking here at what I'm seeing, this cell strong right now. No severe thunderstorm warning yet for Hamilton County or even for southern Wayne County for that matter, but it was moving northeast at about 60 miles per hour. So it definitely has that strong wind capability with it. And again, if you have winds that are greater than 58 miles per hour, that would be severe criteria. Okay, we have a special weather statement. Let's go ahead and get right back here to the screen. By the way, shout out to the people. Let me go back and look real quick in the live chat. I think it was Kristen, by the way, along with Thomas as well. Thank you guys for telling me about that tornado watch earlier. By the way, tornado watch remains in effect until 4 a.m. Let me pull that up here again while we have a moment here for those of you that just happen to tune in. Tornado watch in effect until 4 a.m. For Wayne, Edwards, Wabash, Clay, Richland, Lawrence, Hamilton, White, Saline, and Gallatin counties. Again, a couple of tornadoes possible. Isolated hail up to quarter size possible. Isolated gust up to 70 mph possible. The tornado watch is in effect at this time. Here's the special weather statements. Now, special weather statements, we just read the one earlier about Marion. Those are just talking about strong storms in particular. But at 10:29, Doppler radar was tracking strong storms along a line extending from 8 miles south of Blueford to 9 miles west of McLeansboro near Thompsonville. Movement was northeast at 60 miles per hour. So it still has that 60 mph movement with it. Wind gust up to 50 miles per hour. So that would be strong. It would be shy of the severe criteria of 58, but isolated gusts up to 55 are possible. Radar indicated threat. Again, the gusty winds could knock down tree limbs that blow around unsecured objects. So locations impacted include Enfield, Mount Airy, Jeff, Burnt Prairie, Springerton, Keens, Belle Prairie City, Golden Gate, Mill Shoals, Dahlgren, Belle Rive, Macedonia, McLeansboro, Fairfield, Sims, Wayne City, and Hannaford. Also includes I-64 between mile markers 88 and 121. So as a precautionary preparedness action, if outdoors, consider seeking shelter inside a building. So again, this is a special weather statement. You can see it highlighted in blue. And again, it's for that same cell that prompted that severe thunderstorm warning in the Benson area. So here's that polygon, the light blue polygon. Just draw like the outline of it here for you. So there it is. So that is the special weather statement. So you have Mount Airy, you have Golden Gate, Barnhill, Mill Shoals, Springerton, McLeansboro's right here, Belle Prairie City's right here, Sims, Keens, Wayne City, you're right there at the bend. I'll underline where the 15 is. We'll say that 15 stands for you. Fairfield, I'll circle you. You're right there. Sisney, you're just outside of it, but it's not that far away for you guys. So I'll highlight you. Johnsonville's not included in this special weather statement, but this is the storm that's coming in from the southwest. And we'll take a look here at the velocity data about the wind here in a moment. Just want to highlight also some of the main roadways in this area of the blue. I'll try to do my best also to highlight even the country highways as well. This is I-64. So there's I-64. There's Highway 15. Highway 45. You also have Highway 14 right here. 142. It's a straight northwest shot to Mount Vernon, McLeansboro, north shot all the way to Wayne City. Some of the country highways that I know of anyway, I'm just saying that I know of here. But you also have Enterprise Road going up this way. You also have Keens to Dahlgren. That's a road traveled on a few times. You also have Burnt Prairie Mill Shoals, and also goes all the way to Grayville. All quiet in Grayville, by the way. Let's see here if there's any more roads. But those are pretty much within that blue-shaped polygon area. Within this, again, that's where it's at right now. Let me go ahead and zoom out a little bit. And we'll take a look at the velocity data of this. This is not a severe storm, by the way. But if we have any wind, a strong pocket of wind, so you actually see how it kind of goes like that a little bit. This is your strong wind right here. So this is going, and I'll put a storm track on it as well here, but I want to go ahead and measure this. So it was going about, what, 50? Okay. So therefore, this wind pocket, see if I can get it. Okay, I was just trying to look for kind of like a movement here a little bit. Let me zoom out a little bit. So we're going to focus on this wind pocket right here for now. Piopolis in 4 minutes. Again, this is where the strong pocket of wind is at. Piopolis in 4 minutes. Belle Prairie City in 6. Ayden in 12. Bungie in 13. Mill Shoals about 18 minutes away. Barnhill 19 minutes. Let's see. Burnt Prairie 24. Merriam, 27 minutes away from you. That's if it holds itself together. Golden Gate, 30 minutes. Ellery, 33. Albion, 39 minutes. I've not mentioned Edwards County or Wabash County. It's been quiet over there, but you do have some rain and storms coming in from the west, and you do have a storm that's strong. Meanwhile, we got Browns, about 44 minutes. Bone Gap, 45. West Salem, 48. Belmont, 48. Keensburg, 50. So those are the impact times with this pocket of wind that we're seeing here on radar. Again, this is not a severe storm. It was actually, but it's weakened, and which is good. We'll certainly take it. But for now, though, it has shown severe characteristics in the past as it continues to move its way to the northeast about 50 miles per hour. Let's take a look here at the velocity data. Just another close look at that. Again, starting to see again this pocket right here. Again, kind of seeing that bowing out a little bit, indicative of strong wind. Delafield, here's Pyopolis right here. Ayden, Mill Shoals, Springerton, Burnt Prairie. There's Belle Prairie City right there, by the way. And you're actually seeing this pocket of wind just to the northwest of McLeansboro. So McLeansboro's right there, to the bottom of your screen. And so this is, again, traveling northeast at about 50 miles per hour. That's what we're focused in on. Now, there's also, the lightning, the lightning, heavy rain. But again, no, this wind pocket, though, with it, when it goes through the area, like your community and everything like that, definitely hear it probably inside your home, unless if you're in a soundproof room. This isn't a soundproof room, by the way, but kind of cool if it was, though. But also, but it's like my days back in radio working in a soundproof building, soundproof stations and everything. But this pocket of wind moving to the northeast about 50 miles per hour. Fairfield, you're up here, by the way. I think it's going to go south of you the way it keeps going at this rate. But again, we'll have to keep an eye on it. Golden Gate as well. You're a little bit further south than Fairfield. So we'll see what happens. And there it is. There's an updated update right here. Again, Pyopolis with this wind, again, coming in, moving to the northeast at about 50 miles per hour. By the way, the theme here for this, 1980s films. What is your favorite 1980s film? Post it in the live chat. What's your favorite 1980s film? By the way, I also want to thank those who've subscribed to my YouTube channel as well at Derek Dunn 89. I appreciate you guys for subscribing to that. As I'm live right now on my YouTube channel. Got a new subscriber in Vintage Classic Commercials, also Matlock as well. Thanks for subscribing. I'm hearing, by the way, sort of rumble of thunder outside. Also, thanks guys for your patience when I was doing laundry earlier. I was just doing some laundry when everything was kind of quiet and everything like that, and was like, yeah, I need to take care of some laundry real quick. Wasn't at home a lot today. I was out on assignment. Fairfield is over here. Wayne City, Keene, Sims, Wayne City, and the Burbs. You guys are over here. We also have the Tri-Burbs, Barnhill, Mill Shoals, Burnt Prairie, Golden Gates over here. Springerton, you're down here. Belle Prairie City starting to get the wind coming in. But again, this line, these storms moving to the northeast about 50 miles per hour. They are not severe. They were, though. But there is there's a strong pocket of wind that we're monitoring. And on velocity data, you can look at reflectivity, but it's just right where you look at the velocity data. That's where it's about. So right there in the Belle Prairie City area. But we're starting to see that white starting to dissipate a little bit. And we'll go ahead and go back in time just to show you And let's go back a few more frames here. Let's do about 30 frames. And you can actually see what I'm talking about. You actually see how it's starting to lose its punch near the Belle Prairie City area as it continued to race to the northeast. When it was over at Benton, it looked like, man, this is pretty, this is something here to monitor. But right now, anyway, it looks like Belle Prairie City again, just starting to see that white being dissipating and being reduced. Get hearing some thunder outside my house here. By the way, I enjoy drinking cider every once in a while. I got this. It's Martinelli's pear cider, like sparkling pear cider. It's good stuff. I also get the cranberry, cranberry grape and all that. So it's good stuff right there. All right. There's a look at the velocity data. New sweep just came in. Still seeing again that pocket of wind over here. A little bit more stronger in this area for now. Fairfield is over here. Barnhill, Millshoals, Burnt Prairie over here. Springerton's over here. Sims is over here. So this is actually coming in from the southwest, moving northeast. Not severe, but it is strong nonetheless. Still got a special weather statement to our neighbors down in the south in the Marion area. And they've had some tornadoes down there. You go back to early April and mid-March. And so, at least for those guys down there, it's not like that. Not like that at all. Here's the bigger picture, by the way, in case you're wondering. This line goes all the way down to Arkansas. Like there's the Little Rock radar. Here's Shreveport. Just kind of showing you guys how big this line is, how long it is. Goes all the way to the north, even up there to Chicago. So going in, one of the things was about how widespread of an event, in terms of severe weather. We talked about the line coming in, and we're actually seeing it right there. Still seeing this pocket of wind right here coming in. Temperature now is what, 10:45. Probably hanging out with you guys, unless if there's another severe thunderstorm warning, but I'll probably be hanging out with you guys until 11, then hanging it up. I gotta work tomorrow, so gotta go to bed and all that. By the way, the part of the line that went right through Marion and Washington counties earlier, it's just, it's not what it once was. Moving through Clay City right now. Clay City on the leading edge of it. Work our way down here. So far, the strongest storm, again, is in Wayne and Hamilton counties. Got a strong storm right there. Clay City is right here. Sailor Springs. Here's the front edge of that line as it snakes right through. Olney is over here. Starting to get some rain right now. Lawrenceville, maybe getting some sprinkles over there. But again, got some storms coming in from the west. But it's not severe by any means. But the part that went right through Marion and Jefferson and Washington counties was severe, though. So far, the strongest cell is in northern Hamilton and southern Wayne County. Sim's starting to get stormed upon over there, by the way, along with Belle Prairie City. But so far in southern Illinois, there are no severe thunderstorm warnings. Just mainly special weather statements, which are issued when you have a strong storm that's moving through an area. So again, seeing that bowing out of the wind, little bow echo, velocity data wise. Fairfield, you may get clipped by this wind. But Barnhill, Mill Shoals, Burnt Prairie, I would say those areas probably gonna get the strongest wind. Springerton down here for sure. Hey, Charlotte. Yeah, Aiden. Yeah, down there in the Aiden bottoms. Yeah, there's Aiden right there. So we can zoom in a little tighter. So here's Aiden right there. And again, seeing this pocket of wind. Again, that appears to be the stronger pocket of wind. Belle Prairie City's on the back side of it. And for those over there in that area, maybe to where, we're seeing that reduced wind speed. Still got a little bit of wind perhaps, but not as much as it was earlier. Mill Shoals, Burnt Prairie, Barnhill. So again, this part right here, again, just kind of draw it out here. You can actually see it, and there it is. There's a new update. So, yep, still got it. Still moving in northeast at about 50 miles per hour. So it is coming towards Barnhill and Mill Shoals and Burnt Prairie. We can zoom in a little tighter if we want. Here's Hubbard, the big town of Hubbard over here. And again, got some wind coming in this way. Fairfield is over here, by the way. Draw a little arrow. There's Fairfield up there. So. Toronto's 10:49. Probably be with you guys until 11. So we're monitoring a storm that's not severe. It's strong, though. I know some of you are looking at the radar like, ooh, it looks nasty, and it does look nasty, but it's not severe. It is strong, though. But right now, moving through Sims, and we're getting some heavy rain here before long. Fairfield, you're right here. Barnhill, Mill Shoals, Burnt Prairie. Again, stronger the wind. Again, I can see that bowing out a little bit. Over Aiden, it's in the bottoms. We have all those oil derricks and power poles and all that. See if there's an update on this. Still a 10:29 update, so it's an old update. But again, winds gust up to 50 miles per hour. I was moving northeast at 60, so. Oh, thanks for the 1980s film recommendations, by the way, guys. I appreciate it. I have noted them, by the way. Would like to mention as well here, we do have a tornado watch that's in effect until 4 a.m. I'm not seeing anything behind this line of storms, so once this line moves through, which you can dub the main event, we'll see that watch being repealed. But so far, though, anyway, no severe thunderstorm warnings in southern Illinois. It's a good thing. Very encouraging news there. As we're seeing a strong storm moving through Wayne County at this time. Let's see if there's an update on that velocity on the wind. So right now should be moving into Fairfield, at least the heavier rain. Yeah, there it is. So seeing it right here. That's where it's at. So Fairfield, you may be experiencing some wind before long. Some strong gusty wind. Again, this storm is not severe, but it is strong. So Fairfield, you're over here. Barnhill, Mill Shoals, Springerton may get clipped, Burnt Prairie. But I would say just anywhere, again, within this area right here, even Golden Gate over here. I feel like this area is going to at least get some strong wind from this storm. And so it's got another scan right there. So yeah, definitely seeing a pocket of that wind just right northwest of the New Hope curve. Sisney, you guys are good, by the way. I know we got some people up there at Sisney that have been watching here, and I apologize for not mentioning Sisney a little bit because it's just been, I mean, there's been some activity, but you've really have been kind of avoiding it. There's the rain. Yep. Hearing the rainfall. Mount Airy, you guys are right now getting some rain, but we are having a storm move through Fairfield at the moment. And just hear the rain outside. Again, just a strong storm, not severe at this time. I want to go ahead and prop open my laptop here for a moment off camera. I want to check something out here. So, by the way, appreciate those watching on YouTube. Numbers are picking up. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. I know I picked up a couple of subscribers recently. I get the alerts on there. I am actually going to be, at some point, I've created it already, but I have to wait. I guess it's like some sort of like, I don't know how to describe it. I guess when you create a Facebook page and you have to wait so many days until you can start live streaming on that page. I think it was 60 for what I recall, but I did create a Facebook page where I will also be live streaming on there, not just on my personal page, which I will still do that, but also just for those who, don't know me a little bit, just have like a nationwide, like a broader reach. So I have the name. I've already got the logo made up. It's just a matter of waiting for so many days until I could actually live stream on there. So I'll keep you guys posted, but again, I just can't do anything with it now. I've got the page created, but it just allows so many days until that takes effect. I appreciate those who have subscribed, by the way, those who have been following along here. Been streaming now for about a little over an hour and a half. Time right now is 10:55. We're having a storm moving through Fairfield, our home base. Strong storm, not severe, but you're probably hearing the torrential rain. Still have that 10:29 update. We'll take a look at the velocity data here. Moment here. So there's that strong pocket of wind. So as we zoom in tighter a little bit, this is how tight I can get here, folks. So this is the New Hope curve right here. There's the big town of Hubbard. As you go north right here, just north of Hubbard, there's that white. So that would actually be right where the strongest wind is at. So strongest wind south of Fairfield. So here's Fairfield over here. There's Highway 45. There's Hubbard. New Hope curve. The New Hope curve is right here. So it's right between Fairfield and New Hope curve is where that strong pocket of wind is at. So we can zoom in pretty tight on the radar. But anywhere within this part is going to experience wind. But mainly it's concentrated over here between Fairfield, New Hope curve, north of Barnhill, that area. So So that's the velocity data information from the Evansville radar site, doing a great job. Here's the storm. This is also, by the way, I forgot to mention this, in terms of country highways. Here's the Burnt Prairie Blacktop Road. Goes a little bit down to Burnt Prairie right there. So there's the front edge of this line. Mill Shoals, you over here. Burnt Prairie, Barnhill, Fairfield getting stormed upon, getting rained upon right now. There's the Y. Fairfield Airport is over here. Wayne City, Sims, and Keens, you guys are experiencing some light to moderate rain. The strongest part of the storm is past you at this point. Jeff, you guys are on the back side of the strong part of the line. So let me zoom in a little bit and I'll show you where Jeff is at. There's Jeff right there. Sisney, you're up here. And right now this is again moving to the northeast to get a pretty good clip. The storm is anyway going at about 50, actually 60 miles per hour northeast at 60 miles per hour. I'll put another storm track on it. Time right now is 10:58. So let's go ahead and put the velocity data. And what I'm going to key on is I'm going to key on the wind. We're going to key on this part right here, just east of Fairfield, right where that, again, that pocket of wind is at. And so we'll go ahead and we'll go into Indiana. We'll say about 60 here for it. Merriam is knocking on your back door. Albion 14 minutes away. Bone Gap is reaching about 17. Browns 18. West Salem 19. Belmont 21. Mount Carmel about 29 minutes away, 30 minutes away. Meanwhile, got Allendale 34 minutes away. St. Francisville 38. And then it gets into Indiana. So that's the track of that storm moving through Wayne County. No severe thunderstorm warning. I want to mention that. No severe thunderstorm warning, but you see that blue polygon, that is a special weather statement. National Weather Service will issue those whenever you have a strong storm that's in the area. And it's like a heads up saying, hey, we're tracking this strong storm. We haven't forgotten about you, but we're tracking this strong storm that's moving through. And certainly I've not forgotten about you guys on here. So. But this line, though, has had a history. When it was over at Missouri, it was chugging along, produced numerous tornado warnings. A lot of them radar indicated, but it did drop down a few tornadoes. I will tell you in our region so far, just based on the reports I've seen, there was a confirmed tornado in Belleville in the Millstadt area. There was also another tornado that was confirmed in the St. Genevieve, Missouri area, associated with this line that's moving through now. So we'll see here what those respective National Weather Service offices. I think I want to say, I think for both of them, I think it may be St. Louis. But again, no, like was said, we'll see what details emerge about those tornadoes. Still an old update. That was at 10:29. By the way, things are dying down here at the mothership. Here at headquarters, home base. If you want to go Pokemon Way, Generation 3, Ruby and Sapphire version Emerald, secret base, we'll say. Hey, those games are still golden, by the way. Just want to get that out there. So there's the line right here. Golden Gate, you're over here, just knocking on your back door. Mount Airy, you're up here. Albion, on Browns, Belmont, Bone Gap, West Salem. Got a strong storm coming in from the southwest, moving northeast. No special weather statement yet for Albion nor for Wabash County, um, but would not surprise me if there was one issued as the storm gets closer to the Wayne Edwards County line. And one of the things I was talking to someone about this recently too. We had no severe thunderstorm warning, no tornado warning, but I was talking to someone about the importance of what to do when you have a severe thunderstorm warning, or when you have that tornado warning being issued, and I thought it was a great conversation I had with someone recently about this, and that is, you don't think, you act. It's just something that I say, and I've said it over and over, and I'll say it again. You just don't think, you act. And one of the things is, I'd rather be safe than sorry. If there was a severe thunderstorm warning or a tornado warning issue for my county, I remember going back to 2017 when we had the Crossville EF3 tornado. I was on the radio that night, and I know there was people in Fairfield. So here's Crossville, here's Fairfield up here, and that cell had the hook-shaped echo that went right near the Crossville area. But I know there was people in Fairfield that were taking shelter back in 2017 from that storm. And so I said this, I said, look, it's good to take shelter whenever you have a warning that's issued. I'd rather be safe than sorry. And it's also good practice too. It's good practice of all ages, for all ages, not just kids, but also adults as well. And it's good to have reminders when you have severe weather, when you have storms, the importance of taking shelter when a warning is issued. What would you do if you were home alone? What would you do if you were in your vehicle? And things like that. Just it's always good to have like a know-how, know what to do when a situation arises. So I want to go ahead and mention that. And I know people. I was talking to someone earlier about. Won't mention names, but I know someone who has a fear of storms, and this person has reached out to me saying, hey, what is this storm? What do you think is going to happen here? So it's for real here, folks. It's absolutely for real. And you guys have seen me take shelter a couple of times in my live streams, and there is no shame in taking shelter at all. No shame at all. I've seen meteorologists do it live on air, and there's nothing wrong with that. Storm continues to move northeast at 60 miles per hour. That update is old. Time right now is 11:05, and so I do expect this storm to remain strong. Could it go severe? It could, but it hasn't been severe since it was in the Benton area, since it was getting closer to Hamilton and Wayne counties. So, which is a good thing. We'll certainly take it. And it looks like let's go take a look at velocity data. Still see a little bit. You can get a leading edge of that wind. So Albion may get clipped by this a little bit. But I would say like Parkersburg, West Salem, Bone Gap, Albion, possibly Browns, Belmont as well. Grayville, this may, and it kind of is trying to extend down here a little bit. You may get a little bit of wind. I feel like the stronger wind is going to be to your north. Mount Carmel, if this wind were to extend further south like it's trying to do here for Springerton, could get clipped by this. Allendale, same goes for you. So there's Mount Carmel. I'll just circle Mount Carmel here. Allendale is over here. But I will say that I think when you have this wind coming in for the southwest moving northeast, again, those communities that I've underlined, that I've circled, I would keep an eye on this storm for sure. But it hasn't been severe, and probably within the past 30 minutes or so. And there's the storm right there, by the way. So, all right, guys. It's getting late. I've been streaming here for about an hour and 48 minutes. So anyway, all right, guys, I'm gonna say that's gonna be about it for me for coverage. Whoa, we just zoomed out here. We want to go around the world in 2 seconds, I guess. Mouse 1 and 2. Well, I never been to Spain. I never like Three Dog Night song. Anyway. All right, guys. So let's do a quick recap here of this. Obviously, we had a line of storms that was weakening when it was approaching our area, our region. We did see severe thunderstorm warnings. We did see some tornado warnings associated with this line. But I feel confident that I do not see any more severe thunderstorm warnings being issued, unless if it were to perk up and keep going again. I do feel like possibly there's a cell in the Goreville area, Creel Springs area that's moving northeast. Has some potential right there. But in terms of Fairfield, the severe strong storm threat has passed. Um, but again, there is that tornado watch in effect until 4 a.m. And let me go ahead and pull that up here one more time while I have a moment. But given how this was like the main event, this was like the main line, I do see this tornado watch being repealed as the night goes on. Again, it goes until 4 a.m. This was issued late, about maybe an hour ago, hour and a half ago. So, but I want to go ahead and mention that I just think that the severe weather threat is dying down. I do not foresee, again, this was an event that I mentioned on my post about 8 o'clock. I did not think this event was going to be like it was back in mid-March and early April. Just did not really have that kind of strength, didn't really have the ingredients, but we did see a severe line to our west, and we saw the numerous severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings it produced, and I want to say prayers and thoughts go out to those who were affected by the storms when it was moving through earlier. We had a couple of tornadoes in our region, and Belleville, St. Genevieve, and so this is a line that had power. Fast moving line too, moved at a pretty good rate. However, though, I just do not see at this point in time. Could there be a severe thunderstorm warning? Sure. But I think just given how this line has been, how it's been breaking up, how it's weakening, and how there really hasn't been any severe thunderstorm warnings in association with this line in our region for 30 plus minutes, starting to get the sense here that it will be strong, but it's not. It's lacking the severe characteristics like what it showed earlier when it was west of I-57 when it was in the St. Louis area. So, but guys, I want to say thank you for tuning in to the live stream. I hope that the information I relayed to you from the Storm Prediction Center, National Weather Service, I hope that you were able to. I hope that it helped you out and keeping you advanced, keeping you informed and ahead of the storm. Would like to mention I'm doing this tomorrow. I posted on my Facebook page, but tomorrow, since we're talking about tornadoes here, tomorrow marks 23 years since the F3 tornado that tore through Wayne County. I've got some slides. I've got some information about that. It's my survivor's account of that storm. 23 years ago, tomorrow is when the F3 tornado tore through Wayne County. So if you're interested in weather history, local weather history, we'll go over the track of that tornado. We'll talk about its specifics. We'll talk about my account of what happened that day. I was home at the time it hit, and I'll never forget hearing that storm, that tornado barreling through. So, but if it's something you're interested in, tune in tomorrow about 7 o'clock. Start the live stream, and we'll have others to tell their stories. I know talking to people over the years about that storm. I know we got people here locally who witnessed the tornado, who were probably were actually at home when it hit. So they're coming your way tomorrow at 7 o'clock. So don't know how long we'll be live streaming that, but I look forward to presenting an informative live stream, an informative educational live stream about that tornado event. So thanks very much, guys. Wonderful rest of your night. Take care. Be safe. Always be weather aware. Always be ready. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, so long, and have a wonderful rest of your nights. Have a wonderful rest of your safe night, if you will. So as we wrap it up here, less than an hour to go of Easter, and I'll tell you what, so thankful for this day, and He has risen. Happy Easter to you all. See you guys tomorrow night here at 7 o'clock.